Hello guys and welcome to Steve Knows. Today we have a bundle of stories ranging from awesome new virtual reality studies, new VR tech, new games, strange haptics, and so much more. So I think that is enough chin wagging. Let's get started. So the first story is Samsung is working on their own AR headset that is not collaborated with Microsoft. After all the Apple news we keep hearing, I think it's only natural in the spirit of business that if Apple are doing so in this space, then Samsung is going to join as well. They are close competitors. And apparently Samsung will be using an Android operating system, happy days, but they'll be using a Exynos chip instead of going through Qualcomm. So that interests me greatly because Qualcomm seem to be the chip supplier for all of these mixed reality devices. And if Samsung pull this off, could they be a new supplier? A prototype is apparently complete, so we're just waiting for a release date and some marketing, I guess. So you're going to be seeing this around now. It's a new Quest campaign, it's being announced, and it's called Quest Nights. This, put simply, is just a way of encouraging us to get together with some friends and organise some special social VR game nights. Instead of perhaps coming around one house for a game and playing Scrabble or Catan, you can now play in VR and have an even more wild experience, I suppose. Because we all know how wild those Scrabble parties can get. I do have a very exciting Quest Night video coming soon for you guys with BMF, Beardo and Gamertag as well. You'll hear more about this as Quest Night's info is going to be dropped on Tuesdays and Thursdays as the weeks roll on. So let's talk about a game now, a new game as well, one of the good ones from the PlayStation VR ecosystem. It's now coming to the Quest 2 platform called Alvo. This is a first-person shooter releasing on the 17th of March and costing I think $25, which is around £18 in the UK. The game was initially built for the aim controller on the PlayStation VR platform, which is a fantastic accessory. Still blows my mind that we've not actually got something like this, or at least something similar for Oculus Quest, especially when there's so many FPS games in VR. So I am interested to see if Alvo will have the same magic on the Quest platform. The style of this FPS is more of a fast-paced action experience. I like to do the comparison of Call of Duty versus Battlefield, and this would be the Call of Duty, and Onward, let's say, would be the Battlefield. The Quest version will support manual reloading and dual wielding as well, and a 4-player cooperative zombie mode is expected to be released soon, and the game will also be cross-play with PlayStation VR. I am in talks with the Alvo developers as well, so let's see if they can deliver something that's going to be a little bit more unique, a little bit more interesting, because we do have some really fantastic FPS games already like Contractors, so we'll see, I'll let you guys know. Zenith is also getting an update that's coming soon, and it's going to tackle one of the issues that I actually spoke about when this game released at launch, which was often in MMOs, you can see people's prestige by looking at their outfits, and you go, wow, how did you get that? How did you achieve getting that? And it was kind of, it made you feel good if you had it. But at launch, everyone seemed to have the same limited attire options. This new legendary armor set is going to be the first of many updates to come, and for us to work towards. It looks to be designed after a dragon as well, with the skull headpiece. I think that's pretty badass. But I do feel bad for this announcement, because then if they posted this on their Twitter account, but all the comments weren't really like excitement for the update, but more about in-game improvements, which are valid and amusing, but still. Now a new game of the month, coming very soon on Quest, is Nock. I have been so pumped for this game since the prototype was shown on Reddit and the developer took it down because it was gaining so much traction. So on March 10th, just around the corner, Nock will arrive on this platform, and you'll see it in the coming soon section on the Quest store. This game is a VR soccer experience, or football if you're in the UK, and the closest comparison to understand the style of play here is Rocket League in VR, but with bow and arrows and people instead of cars. Myself and some VR legends have arranged a game for us to play, to share with you guys, so please stick around for that. And I'm going to quote the developer here, because it explains it perfectly, the style of play that you're going to enjoy here. So skate and zip around the pitch, whilst using a bow and arrow to blast the ball into the other team's goal. With intuitive controls and realistic physics, Nock is easy to learn but difficult to master, and I find games that are always easy to learn and difficult to master tend to be the most addictive titles, so that's great to hear. And like a real sport, this game will take years to master. Block arrows let you create obstacles, and you can even use your body to make a goal or a save. But a fast-moving ball can knock you out. That's so much just the thought of a ball going really fast, being knocked out. Because actually, that's a story at school. This was crazy. Okay, so this is a bit off topic, but I was in the quad at school, and this guy, he must have been a year 11 at the time, kicked A basketball booted a basketball like full power, and it hit this poor little girl straight in the face and knocked her out. It was so savage. But that's what came to mind when I just read that. But I am so excited for this game, and I'm surprised it took so long for a game like this to arrive on the platform. It's now going to be, are you an Echo guy or a Nock guy? Those of you that are new to the VR space, or those of you that are craving a full body tracking experience, Tundra is now going to be opening their doors for general consumer sales. Since before, this was a Kickstarter project, and they've been fulfilling tons of orders as it was wildly successful, sending out over 11,000 trackers. On March 10th, general sales should be available, costing $360 for 3 trackers and $480 for 4, making a more friendly consumer option over some competitors, but just barely. So now I'd be weighing up the options. Do I get a Vive tracker or a Tundra? As some keen-eyed people may have noticed that the price of these trackers has increased. But apparently some core components have skyrocketed in price to around 4 to 5 times their original price, with supply chains going to be bottlenecked even further because of worldly events. This is sad to see. Tundra have had to increase the price of their trackers. So they are a little bit more affordable, but I would definitely be doing my research to compare. Do I just want to go for the stylized Vive ones or the small form factor Tundra ones? So for my regular viewers, it is no surprise by now that I love VR retro fusions, bringing the old styled retro games, the classics, into VR. So Wolfenstein Return of the Castle on Quest has just got a sweet update in the version 1.3. If you've not played this before, it's one of the greatest experiences you can play natively on the Quest, along with Doom and Half-Life from Dr. Vive. So the game now supports B-haptic arms if you're lucky enough to have the full B-haptic package, which is great for feeling the recoil in your arm. They've also added an extra latency mode, which runs at 72Hz and increases the game's resolution to look super crisp and run extra smooth. Although it's called extra latency mode, it's just the technique that's used to keep it smooth and reduce the micro stutters you experience in game. So now the visuals and the experience is a chef's kiss. This is a method that's also used by Beat Saber and Population 1, which, as I already said, reduces the micro stutters for a smooth experience. They've also added silent movement when moving slowly so you don't alert guards that are around every corner just by walking down the hallway, and there's also now a quick load and save option by sticking your arm behind your back and pressing X or Y. And I cannot recommend this game enough, or any of Dr. Vive's sports actually. They are fantastic, they're cheap, and you get a full long experience. Also, if you've not seen it, please check out Quake 3 Arena. It looks unbelievable. We also have another new game coming soon now to the Quest this month. There's a few actually that have popped up out of nowhere. Even Oculus didn't seem to be completely aware because they only recently told the ambassadors that these games were coming. And we normally know well in advance, but this, I'm glad, more the merrier, more games the merrier. This game is called HitchHiker. It's a mystery adventure that is driven by a narrative, expected to drop on March the 10th. Also, so Nock competition there. This was a game on Apple's arcade platform before going to PC and console, and it's now coming to VR. So in it, you've lost your memory, you're trying to regain more and more of your past as you travel with different people hitchhiking rides along your journey. It doesn't seem like my kind of game, but the art style definitely interests me. I think it looks great, and I often find that these mystery puzzlers are way better than they seem on the surface. And they're kind of therapeutic. They're very, very good at escaping the real world. VR's good for that. So let's turn back the clocks. Many, many years ago when HTC had a market-leading phone, the HTC One, if anyone remembers that bad boy. So it seems HTC want to get into the smartphone space once again, but focusing on the Metaverse, an all-in-one device designed for AR and VR. We know that Vive Flow uses your phone as a controller, so maybe this ties in with that vision, but they did confirm this is going to tie in with the Viveverse vision, which they recently released. It was a concept Metaverse video that they released, and the report from Digital Times says they could reveal this phone as soon as the end of next month. So I am curious to the features a phone designed specifically for AR and VR would have that our normal phones would not, because most things can be applied via software. So what different hardware options are they going to have there that are going to enable AR and VR software features? So keep your eyes peeled for any Vive news, and I'll keep you posted too. So this is a new VR device. It's kind of crazy. I had to double take and have a minute to get my head around what's actually going on here. So Ultrawave is a new device that emits ultrasonic sound waves into the air that allow you to feel things whilst in virtual reality. It's this panel that you put on a flat surface in front of you, and when you reach out with your hands, it will fire up waves to your hands so you feel things. They aim to release a bundle of games that are designed specifically for this device that you can use with the Quest 2 hand tracking features. And I love this idea. I think it's kind of cool, but I just cannot see it being the answer to our haptic needs. It's novel. but it's cool. And to end this on an amazing study, when I read the headline, it was one of those moments where you had to stand up and just clap. It said VR is 44% more addictive than traditional gaming, according to a study. Granted, this study was taken and funded by HTC, so take the results with a pinch of salt, and this was run by a Chinese university with only a sample size of 20 people. But the guy running the show said the purpose of this was to understand if digital addiction exists and how we can take advantage of it. But they did go on to say that addiction can be a good thing for things like fitness, social, and well-being. But we know that this could go either way. And we don't want this ending like WALL-E if you've seen that film. But this is a win for VR over traditional gaming, and I don't often get people come over around my house playing on the Xbox, the PlayStation, or the PC, and then leave and go home and buy one of these consoles. But I do frequently get people come around, play the Quest, and that experience lingers, and they will buy a VR device. If VR ever goes bust, you're just going to see a bunch of enthusiasts in an alley itching their skin. So that's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I really did love some of these stories, maybe because I'm just mad for VR in the future, but I definitely look forward to seeing some of you in Nock Online as well. So please consider subscribing and have a great week. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.